after his player of the match performance today, and obviously Johnny Mullagh winner. Just as a bit of housekeeping, I will be getting David Warner in here for an embargoed press conference. He's just having some lunch, so that might take about half an hour, so we'll let you know. If you have a question for Scotty, please raise your hand. Ben Horn.
Scott, how emotional was it for you to win the Johnny Mullagh Medal? Obviously, it's only the second year it's been handed out, and you're the second Indigenous male Test cricketer. It seems like quite a spine-tingling moment.
Yeah, it's something that I'm very proud of now, and yeah, I've had some messages from some mates and guys like Dan Christian, Darcy Short, who are just saying congratulations and really telling me to enjoy the moment. So it's really nice to get messages off those guys who were on the tour with us 3 years ago when we went to England.
Drew Jones.
Scott, well done on your debut, mate. Superb effort. How does it feel to be bowling that well and taking wickets for fun and just doing 4 overs of work, and also just hearing that crowd behind you? Obviously, they're enjoying seeing the local go so well.
Yeah, I've never played in front of a crowd that's been so supportive of me like that. Like I played in a couple of games in the Big Bash where the crowd's been bigger here at the MCG, but I've never had a crowd behind me like that. So it's sort of, I try to soak it up when I was down at Fine Leg there. But yeah, really enjoyed it. It felt like they were sort of pushing me in when I was running into bowl.
What's going through your head when you're bowling that well and the wickets are coming? Are you thinking much or just trying to go with the flow?
Well, coming into the game, I knew that I was going to have like a bit of like cloudiness or fogginess in my thinking with the crowd being so loud and obviously being different to what I'm used to bowling with the red ball. But I just try to stick to what I've done the last 5, 6, 7 years in Shield cricket, and because I knew that that's what got me here to this point, and I was just hoping it was going to be good enough.
Dan Cherney.
Scott, congratulations. Given you sort of had to fight at times for your spot in the Victorian team, even were there times where you thought this would never happen? And well, I suppose you never thought it would happen like this, but it happened at all. And what's the secret to bowling so well in the MCG? How do you get it done in these conditions?
Yeah, there was definitely a time where I thought playing for Australia was gone. And probably, a couple of years ago, but we had a really strong attack at Victoria with Peter Siddle, James Pattinson, Chris Tremaine. So I was sort of fighting for a fast bowling spot there. But yeah, I think, obviously what I've done like a huge amount of work here at the MCG. So when you're so familiar with the ground, it just, one, it makes me feel more comfortable debuting here. And then 2, you know what lengths to bowl here. You know what the bounce is like. And it's sort of different when we go to as a Victorian, going to a ground like the Gabba, it is a bit different because you have to find your length and adjust your length. But here, I feel like I found my natural length here now, and it's been working well the last couple of years.
Mel Farrell.
Thanks, Cole. Congratulations, Scott. We've just been talking to Belinda up here after she presented you with your medal, and she emphasised it, very, very emotionally, that you can't be what you can't see. I guess I just wondered, when you grew up, did it ever bother you, or even coming through in your teenage years, that you didn't see Indigenous cricketers representing state and country? And what would you say to young Indigenous Australians now who watch that performance today about, whether or not they can be a part of cricket?
Yeah, well, growing up, I didn't know. Our family didn't know we were Aboriginal, so we only found out that out maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. But now, I can see that. I can see how big Aboriginals are in AFL and NRL. So hopefully this can be a moment where and together with the Big Bash and Darcy Short and Ash Gardner and Dan Christian, hopefully that can be a sort of like a springboard for young Aboriginals to get involved in the game of cricket.
Alex Malcolm.
Congratulations, Scott. Just wondering who's been the biggest influence in terms of your bowling with Victoria. You've obviously worked with a lot of great bowling coaches, David Saker, Andrew McDonald, Mick Lewis. Is there anyone else, or are those guys the key ones that have helped you get to this point from a bowling perspective?
Yeah, those are the main three that I've done a lot of work with over my career. I had, me and Mick have been together for 10 years as he been my bowling coach. He knows my game so well. He knows I'm a little bit off, and he only takes like a little word from him to either at training or during the game to help me get back to where I need to be. And then Andrew McDonald during this game has been so good. He picked up that I was sort of maybe a bit tentative in my first two spells, and he just wanted me to up my run-up speed, which I know is key for me when I'm bowling well. And then from a playing perspective, I've had the luxury of being able to bowl with guys like John Hastings, Peter Siddle, James Pattinson, Clint Mackay, like the list goes on. I've been so lucky to have such great fast bowlers around me who can, when I was younger, to help me learn the game. And now at Victoria, we've got a bit of a younger attack that I can sort of try and play that role and pass on my knowledge to guys like Mitch Perry and Will Sutherland and the young crew we got coming through there.
And just quickly, how important is it to have someone like Andrew in this environment, having worked with him so closely at domestic level, just to settle you and help you through what is a really highly pressured moment?
Yeah, he's been huge. I've been, since I found out on Christmas Eve that I was playing, I've been really nervous, and even like after coming off at lunch on day one, I sort of felt like that was hard work. Like felt like I wasn't breathing at all out there. I was just so nervous the whole time. But to be able to speak to him at lunch and for him to give me really simple and clear instructions on what he thinks I need to do to do well, then it makes my job a bit easier. That knowing that either one, that Ronnie's got my back, and then two, that he knows my bowling so well.
Last one here, folks. Andrew Wu.
Congratulations, Scott. I suppose a player who takes 6 for 7 on debut, player of the match, you'd be thinking I'm a lock for the next test. But I mean, are you expecting to play in Sydney, or is it going to be a wait and see?
Probably wait and see. But firstly, we'll enjoy winning the Ashes there. I think we'll definitely enjoy a few beers over the next today and maybe tomorrow as well. But I'm not sure. I haven't looked that far ahead, to be honest. I know Josh is probably back. Jai might be back as well. So we'll just wait and see what happens with the selection.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for joining. And